can't control everything, but you can control some things. And by learning how to actually distinguish between what you can control, influence, and have no impact over, and which of those things are actually going to impact your life the most, you can create a bigger sense of happiness, of peace, and even build your relationships better. In this Christmas Eve, I want you to be thinking about the things that you can actually control and start to let go of some of those things that you cannot control. And the things you cannot control are both things that you do have influence over, which for perfectionists can be the trickiest one, and also the things that you have absolutely no impact over, no ability to influence at all. And I describe this to my private coaching clients, to a lot of people that I talk with. I use this in my own life. Your control as part of 3 concentric circles. The center circle, the smallest circle, are the things that you can actually control. So these are what you say, your actions, to an increasing extent as you get older, the people you choose to surround yourself with, the environment that you put yourself in. Again, there are factors that can influence that some, but these are the things that you actually have direct control over. You can decide, I am going to change this, and then make moves to make changes. The middle circle are the things that you can influence, and this is where perfectionists and overachievers and people who really like being in a sense of control tend to get themselves in the most trouble, because since there are actions they can control that can influence other people, influence the outcomes, influence the algorithm if you are someone who does social media, but these aren't things that you can actually have direct control over, right? You can influence your family member to not say shitty things to you, but you can't actually control what's going to come out of their mouth. You can influence whether or not your partner picks up on the tips you've been dropping, the hints you've been dropping to get you a gift that you actually want, but you have no control over whether they get you something you want or even get you something at all. And then that outer circle is the circle of no impact. Things like the weather, things like the economy, things that you are either it's literally outside of anyone's circle of impact, or for your own level of influence, of power, etc., resources, you can't actually have any impact over. The biggest bang for your buck is really going to be, what are the things that I can actually directly control, and of those, what subset of those things that I can control are worth my time, my energy, my investment, my intention. I know that this time is one of the most emotionally laden times of year for a lot of people, and especially as overachievers and perfectionists, there can be so much pressure to get everything right, to get that perfect photo, and also sometimes feelings of sadness of, like, maybe your family situation isn't where you wish that it was. Maybe your financial situation isn't where you wish that it was. Maybe you're working on the holidays because you have anxiety and you're feeling guilty about that. But I invite you to grant yourself compassion and understanding and realize that you're doing the absolute best that you can. And the only things that are in your control are the things in that circle of control. You can't control whether or not other people are having a positive experience. You can't control what other people are going to say to you. I encourage you, take a deep breath, let go of the things that are in your influence, in your circle of no impact, and just focus on what are the subset of things that I do have direct control over, and just let everything else go. Follow if you struggle with burnout and the desire to control the perfect outcome.